Okay, for our narrative essay, you should already have an outline, something like this. The moment that you're going to focus on. Your essay has that intro, has some rising action, climax, and a conclusion. We still need to think about some things with a narrative essay, like how am I going to open this? I want to take a look at some sample essays to show you a couple of things here, because this is still an essay. It's not a huge story. It was my second day on the job. I was sitting in my seemingly gilded cubicle overlooking Manhattan and pinching my right arm to make sure it was real. So this person started right off. It was the second day on the job. It put you right in that time, right in that place. As the person continues, look at the organization pattern. When the phone rang, first you have to stand on your own 2 feet. Also, there's a difference between, so there are still transitions that are used, still time sequence, okay? At the end here, I'm jumping down to the conclusion. In the end, life goes on. I'm not sure why he had to leave during the single most poignant chapter of my life, okay? Dad will be with me every step of the way, coming back to, we didn't even read the whole story, but we know that this is that point that they wanted to leave the reader with. The second one, a teeny tiny treasure box. Again, we're not even reading the whole thing. I just want to skip around. She took me by the hand and walked me into the lobby like a 5-year-old child. Didn't she know I was pushing 15? This was the third home Nancy was placing me in, a span of 8 months. I guess she felt a little sorry for me. Again, I know right away my character, I know my situation, and I'm interested in this story. Look at the transitions. After they exchanged the usual reams of paperwork. Over the next few weeks, right? This person is not focusing on one single moment, but they're able to take us through this really quickly. And those are the type of transitions that you do. If I'm writing mine on my son's graduation party, I have some things that happen, but I need to move through this story and say several hours later, right? I can't give you every single detail of every single day. So you still need to figure out a way to group your ideas. You have to figure out something really exciting. For mine, we had fireworks at the end. It's towards the end of the day. Danica broke her wrist, and I came back. I would talk a lot about this because I thought the night was over. I thought the drama was over. And then this happened. And so that was like one last thing. And then again, you want some kind of conclusion. But there is an example for hooks and interesting openers. It does still apply, not quite as much, but you can take a look at these. You can still start a story with a quote. Maybe it's a character speaking, so it's a little bit different in the narrative, but you could have a character asking a question, a character saying something. An interesting fact or startling statistic, that might be from my story. An anecdote, you don't want to start with because your whole story is an anecdote. You could start it with a question. Again, that's the way you're getting into your story. So you could start it with, like, what would I do for a story for mine, for a graduation party? Maybe I start with a rhetorical question like, what's the most exciting thing that can happen at a graduation party? I never really thought that it would be a trip to the ER and a fire extinguisher, right? And then I get into my story. So you can still use these for a narrative. Again, we want them excited. We want them interested. We want them hooked into what they're going to read.